Everyone is welcome to watch this program. If you like us, please click to subscribe directly. Viral movies about outbreaks and pandemics to watch while you social distance. For those who want to go down the rabbit hole of this genre, here are some topical movies to strain while quarantined. A lot of people are currently looking at weeks, if not more, of isolation, or as we are now calling it, social distancing, thanks to the spread of the COVID-19 virus. With various venues getting shut down, including movie theater in cities like New York and Los Angeles, we have to keep ourselves entertained at home. To that end, here are a few timely movie options to stream, as long as you don't mind possibly exacerbating any paranoias over infectious diseases. There's a good chance you've already watched this one recently, as it's gotten a massive resurgence in attention thanks to the news around COVID-19. The star-studded plot about a pandemic that originates in China and causes a widespread outbreak down in the social order, superficially resembles our current situation. It's the specific details, though, like scenes that will make you cautious of how often you touch your face, or a subplot about fake news years before we had the term, that truly resonate. 12 Monkeys, a worldwide pandemic, is just the backstory for this time travel film, in which Bruce Willis continually journey to the past from his post-apocalyptic present in order to find the source of the outbreak, so that the survivors on his own time can cure it. It's an exploration of free will and fate carried out with director Terry Gilliam's typical offbeat sensibility. A thriller taking place almost entirely within a radio station recording room. This has a safe twist on the outbreak genre. The contagion is spread not by physical contact, but the spoken word. The result is a tense scan of trying to talk around certain ideas, lest the characters get infected by the mind virus. 93 Days. This is the only fiction film on this list that's based on real events, namely the 2014 Ebola outbreak, a situation which has been compared and contrasted with COVID in various ways. It tells the true story of the doctor who worked to contain Ebola when it spread to Nigeria. Securely as a Nigerian's production, it firmly encourages any white survivor's narrative one might expect from a Hollywood film. It comes at night. This is basically as bleak of this genre can get, set at the very end of an apocalyptic virus scenario. The new survivors are racked with dread over the possibility of infection. Death boomed, not as a danger but a dark inevitability over the story, which doesn't stop the way it plays out from being any less strange. Night of the Living Dead. We may not have to fear COVID sufferers attacking us, but almost every zombie film is insatiable a coded investigation into group dynamic and various social ills, and that all started here with George Romero's low-budget classic. The zombies are merely a pretext through which we can see how people come together in a crisis, or more humiliating, fail to. The Resident Evil series. On the complete opposite end of the zombie movie spectrum are these 6 films, based on the popular video game French, which downplay honor in favor of increasingly dazzling action. Unfairly melted by too many creases, this series is actually an engaging meditation of gaming itself, told with continued vision inventiveness, particularly in the last three fields. Just look at the opening of Retribution, Linked Abroad. 28 days later, one more zombie field and we're done, I promise. This one reinvented that genre for the new millennium, doing away from tropes like shabbling zombie and gradual infection in favor of running ghosts, prioritizing intensely over all else. The early scenes of the protagonist wandering a deserted London have eerie, fresh resource now. BMP. Many have pointed out how institutional incapabilities has worsened COVID by drawing parallels to the AIDS pandemic, which was similarly intensified by government neglect. There are a variety of historical views about the worst state of the AIDS crisis, but few match up to this recent French drama. It's deeply affecting in its portrayal of ACT UP in the 1990s, not just through this decision of young people grappling with premature mortality, but also in how it observed the many details of political organization, debate, and activation. We Were Here, or How to Survive a Plague. On the documentary front, at least two looks at the AIDS crisis, which make for a great double feature. We Were Here is sober and intimate, told via the testimony of just 5 people who lived through those days: a counselor, a nurse, an active, an artist, and a florist who supplied flowers for countless funerals. How to Survive a Plague draws from articulate materials and is much more intense, laying out how groups like TAG and ACT UP fought to force the U.S. governments to recognize and take action on the issue.